Harmonize your vibration. Step into your light. You are a goddess refined from the inside, and you are Flossom.
Hi, delicious humans. It's Anna Flossom here. Welcome to my sacred space and welcome to your practice. Today we are going to practice a backbend flow. So be ready to open up and really make space in the front of your body. And within that, we are also going to open up into the energetic of the heart. And so sometimes the heart can be obstructed by frequencies and emotions that are much lower than what we would want. And within that means that opening up the space of our heart and the front of the body can sometimes be very vulnerable and make us feel very vulnerable because emotions are rising up and bubbling through. But this is exactly the point of doing the practice. We want to feel it, we want the emotions to come up so that then we can release them and bring back ourselves into the space of harmony. Because the heart, when it's in harmony, is the greatest of our center and is the center of ourself. It's our home. So when you're ready, if you desire to go back and feel like you are at home within your own body, and if you desire to walk your life and bring love in everything that you do, in everything that you make and create, in everything that you say, then this practice is for you. So please join me on the mat. Come into a seated position. You can be kneel down or you can be a cross-legged position. And once you found that comfortable seat, use props or blocks or maybe a pillow underneath your sit bones if you need to. Gently close your eyes and use the next breath to pull you inward. Allow the breath to pull you in, resting within your inner awareness, expanding and lengthening the spine with the breath in, and then open your lips in a breath out. Relax deeply into the front of the body. Relax the muscles. Wait for another deep breath in. Feel the fresh air going through the nose passage, down the throat, down the belly. Expand the belly, the middle section, and the upper section. Elongate the spine at the same time. Now your spine is long. You are aware. You are present. Hold the breath in on top of your head. Hold it there and perhaps gently squeeze your sexual organs, feeling the energy from the earth going up through the spine. Gently bring your chin to chest and contracting the inner body. And then when you're ready, release the breath with the mouth open, soften the neck. Now direct the next breath in into your heart space. So feel the fresh air going through the nose and start right away and expanding into your third and upper cavity. Imagine your lungs hugging your heart and your lungs and heart expanding in all directions. Feel the upper cavity so much until you feel the lift of your lower ribs above your hips. Then hold it there. You can squeeze again as you did before your sexual organs, belly button towards the spine, perhaps chin to chest, keeping in the energy locks, allowing the energy to flow through you and awakening all the hubs of light energy centers through your spine. And then with a deep exhalation, maybe with a sigh, open your lips. Soften into your beautiful vessel. Soften into the layers of your skin, muscles, your fascia, and start breathing normally. Find your breath, be with your breath, fall in love with your breath. Make your breath your guide through this practice. Yoga, it's a breath practice. Every time your mind travels so far, Come back to your breath and allow the breath to help you to open the gate of your heart. Now with the next inhalation, you can bring the hands together at the heart. In union, the sacred feminine, the sacred, the masculine, the left and the right, the sun and the moon, they are kissing passionately in front of your heart. In divine union, the two become three, become one. We are gently bowing our head to head, and you can set an intention for this class. Perhaps it's something to do with any emotions or anything that you feel that has been stuck in the way for you to feel truly and to live life fully from the heart lens, from the heart space. With the next inhalation, take a deep breath in. You can open your eyes, sweep the arms both overhead. Gently press the hands together, and as you exhale, right hand goes towards the ground, left arm stays over your head. Now bring your left arm even more over your head and towards the right. I'm not mirroring, so it's the opposite of what I'm doing from your side. And you can gently lift your booty off of your shins to give a little relief to your ankles. Breathe deeply to your left lateral line, and the side bends will be very helpful to open the space of the heart later. Now take another deep breath in and bring both arms overhead. Raise your arms up. You can gaze upward. And as you exhale, left fingertips onto the ground, right arm over your head. Allow the right side now to expand and open like an accordion. You can breathe through it. What does your neck want to do? Do you want to face down? Do you want to look up? What's best for your neck? And wait for the next inhalation to reach both arms overhead, and then draw your hands together at the heart, awakening the heart with a little tapping, tap, 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 into your thymus gland, tap, 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 stimulating the heart center, stimulating the magnetic field of your heart. Your heart is electric. And then with your left arm, you can start tapping all the way towards your armpit, pressing and palpating your armpit gently. This is where the energies of your heart are starting, the meridians of your heart in TCM, traditional Chinese medicine. And you can slowly palpate the energy all the way towards your pinkies. And if you feel that there is something on the way, like obstructing the energy of the heart, you can imagine now to catch it with your left hand and gently releasing back to the earth, knowing that the earth is always there to really recycle all the lower energies and allow us to go back into our center, into our pure divine essence. Now you can tap from the heart with your right hand all the way towards your left armpit. You can cup your left armpit with your right hand. Maybe it's nice and sweaty like mine. Enjoy the sweat. And then you can start palpating your left arm all the way towards your forearm, all the way towards your pinky finger. And maybe imagine that you're catching again this vibration that it's like an obstacle in the way for you to feel back again in your true self, expanding, loving, kind, amazing, wonderful self. Slowly release whatever is there. Now from here, we're moving into a tabletop position. If you're feeling a lot in your feet, that's kind of normal. So shift the weight onto your hands, and you can start making big circles with your ankles, taking good care of your ankles. It was a strong position. We were there for quite a long time. So allow the sensations to return back and the blood to circulate back through your ankles. And then from here, you can extend one leg back at a time, tuck the toes, and start gently pulsing back and forth. So you're rolling over your toes from the mountain of your foot all the way to the tippy toes, all the way back. And then you can also awaken here your wrists. The fingertips of your hands are facing forward to start with. Then bend your right knee, place it back to where it was, and then you can extend your left leg back. Now this time, why don't you open out your hands until your fingertips are towards your knees. So again, we're working here, we are working on the wrists, but also on your back ankle. It's a nice and relaxing stretch. We are warming up. And when we work with back bends, we will be a lot on our arms, so it's nice to get our wrists ready for the movements to come. And then slowly return the fingertips facing forward, hands on the ground. Your knees are hip distance apart and your wrists are underneath the shoulders. You can tuck your toes, take a deep breath in. Start lowering the belly and open the front of your body into a cow position. Lift the chin, lift the tailbones, and as exhale, now tilt the tailbone. Pubic bone goes towards the heart, chin to chest, around the spine. With the next inhalation, return into a cow position, so allow the belly to soften, allow the front of the body to open, lift the gaze upward, lift the tailbone up, and as exhale one more time, tilt the pelvis, pubic bone goes towards the sternum, chin to chest, and draw the belly button, allow it to go towards the spine, long neck. You can say yes or no here if it feels good. And with the next inhalation, now we are returning into a neutral tabletop position. So lengthen the tailbone and hollow the belly, chin towards the ground. With the next inhalation, take a deep breath in. And now as you exhale, press the hands and the toe mounds at the same time until your knees are effortlessly lifting. And you can start shifting the hips backward, sprouting or growing your sits bones to the back of the room. And if this is your first class today, perhaps it is, or if you're practicing in the morning, the back thighs sometimes are very tight, so be very gentle and kind with them. You can start paddling the feet as your first downward dog. You can look down towards your knees. Now return to the hands with your awareness. Allow the hands to be nicely pressed. I like to press more the outer hands through the pinky fingers and then feel the energy sucking it up through the outer line of your arms all the way towards your armpits. Now imagine you're trying to bring your armpits towards one another. Elongate the neck, chin to chest. Bend the knees quite a bit, so more than before, and then extend your sits bone a little higher until the spine is nice and long. And with the next exhalation, see if you can lower your heels a little bit closer towards the ground, and don't worry if they're not touching the ground. With the next inhalation, look forward, and this time we are walking slowly towards the top of the mat. And this is something that you can do very slowly, so you can really feel how the back of the body feels today, the front of the body feels today. You can really take the time to enter your body and your tempo as you walk proudly and courageously to the top of the mat. Now place 2 fists in between your feet, and this makes you to be in a hip distance apart. Your knees can be soft here, and also your shoulders can be soft. With the next inhalation, press both feet to the ground and lift through the inner ankles. Start bringing the sits bones towards one another. Knees are slightly bent, and lift the chest halfway. Your arms are dangling. Then open your arms out with the same inhalation, like if you wanted to spread your wings of your heart from one side to the other. Now stay here and breathe normally, and imagine the center of your heart expanding to the sides of you through your arms, but also through the front of you, through the crown of the head, and through the back of you, through the sits bones, through your root. Now take another deep breath in and see if you can lengthen the spine even more and extend your arms further away from one another. And as exhale, soften, belly into your thighs, allow your arms to gently go onto the ground. Chin to chest, long neck. You can say yes or no.
Take another deep breath in, and we are growing. We're lifting, sit bones towards one another, hollow the belly. The neck is long, open your arms out like bird's wings. And this time as you exhale, bring your right fingertips right underneath your face, pressing and tenting your hands. Gently bend your right knee and bring your left arm up towards the sky. You can also follow your hand with your gaze if it feels right. Your left leg is more or like it's straighter than the right leg. Now you can turn your hand so into an inner rotation of your arm with the palm facing backward, and see if you can wrap your left arm around your back. Now if you're lucky here, or if you really open your body, you may find with your fingertips the space in between your right hip and the hip flexor and the hip bone. So you might want to stay here a little longer and breathe in deeply. And this is a nice way to activate the energy of the heart. As I said before, starts from the armpit and it goes all the way down towards your baby finger. So use this moment to activate the energy of the heart, but also to open the front of the body and the collarbone area, and see what is most natural for your neck. Do you prefer to look down or do you prefer to look up? And then slowly release and press both feet, extend both legs, reach your left arm up, and then shower it down towards the ground. Let's rinse it with open arms like we did before, that I like to call reverse sky dive. So press both feet, lift the chest, open your arms out, and we get ready for the next side. As you exhale, left fingertips, tenting them right underneath your face, and reach your right arm up over your head. Now you can gaze towards your right hand, bend your left knee if it's needed, like I am doing. Your right leg can be slightly more stretched out. Flip your hands so the palm is looking backward now, and wrap your beautiful arm around your back. See if you can find with your fingertips the space in between your thigh and your hip bone. Now from here, take a deep breath in and see if you can breathe and open the right side even more. Elongate through the collarbone area. And as you exhale, slowly circle your right arm up and then over. Allow both hands to touch the ground. Empty out, fully elongate the neck. Take a deep breath in, press both feet, lift the chest, open your arms out, reverse sky dive. As you exhale, drip your fingertips towards the ground, soften the belly, elongate the spine. With the next inhalation, start rolling up your spine all the way until you reach a standing up position. Sweep the arms overhead and caressing and offering your hands to the sky. You can face upward and with your gaze, follow your hands. As you exhale, draw your hands down, touching your third eye and your throat and going down to your heart. Your heart is this portal in between your lower energy centers and your higher energy centers. It's this place in between the physical world and the spiritual world, the energetic world. So allowing yourself to be fully here with this practice and see how you will feel after it, after stimulating the space of your heart. What would it feel like to be fully present in the seeds of your heart? Take a deep breath in now. We start with a sun salutation. Sweep your arms up. Take a deep breath in, bend your knees. Sweep your arms down and forward, chair position, Utkatasana. As you exhale, fingertips towards the ground, forward fold. As you now press the fingertips and lift the chest halfway, you can even open your arms into reverse sky dive. As you exhale, fingertips to the ground, step your right foot back, left foot back, downward dog position. Inhale, roll over your toes and come forward into a high plank. And as you exhale, knees, chin and chest to the ground.
Ashtanga Namaskar. Take a deep breath in and slither forward into a baby cobra. And you can hover your hands here, activating the back spine, activating the muscle of your back. Exhale out, tuck your toes, press the hands, pelvis onto your heels, child position. Inhale, round forward tabletop. Exhale, press the hands and the toes at the same time. Lift the knees off of the ground and glide your pelvis back, downward facing dog. With the next inhalation, step your right foot forward. Same inhalation, reach your arms overhead into a crescent lunge. This can also be a warrior one. However, my body prefers the crescent lunge. Is much easier for my knee. So I'm gonna stay here. You decide for yourself. Now bring your hands down. Keep breathing. We're gonna start opening up the arms, like bringing space to the front of the body. You can extend your left leg back at the same time and lower more onto your right. And as you exhale, give yourself a big hug. And repeat, inhale, open up, breath of peace. Bring spaciousness into the front of your body. Exhale, give yourself a big hug. Inhale, press both feet at the same time. Lift through the inner belly up and press the back of the body into the front of the body, perhaps finding a juicy back bend. Exhale, now both hands onto the ground. Step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a high plank, and you can make your way down onto your belly. Untuck your toes. Inhale, lift the chest. This time you may want to go into a bigger cobra, so press the hands juicy into your butt cheeks. So press the butt cheeks and elevate the front of your body. As you exhale, tuck your toes, bend your knees, pelvis onto your heels, child position. Inhale, round forward tabletop. Exhale, press the hands and lift the knees. Glide your pelvis back down and facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Same inhalation, reach your arms up. Your legs are like hip distance apart, crescent lunge position. And again, you can choose to be in a warrior one. Slowly reach your arms down. With the next inhalation, open your arms out. Inner thighs are towards one another. Maybe you can extend your right leg a little straighter as you lounge forward, open the front of the body. Exhale, give yourself a big hug, loving yourself first to be able to love more others. And repeat, press both feet at the same time. Engage into your inner thighs. Open your arms, gently squeeze your right butt cheek and press the back of the body into the front of the body. Look upward. Exhale, the hands are slowly going towards the ground. Framing the front foot, step your left foot back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Look forward. We should have actually stepped forward, so we're gonna do a step your left foot forward, right foot forward. With the same inhalation, reach your arms out. Lift the chest halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Press into both feet, bend your knees, reach your arms up, Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, press both feet, arms to the side, Samasthiti. We're gonna do it one more time. So with the next inhalation, bend the knees, slide your arms upward, hollow the belly and lengthen the tailbone. And as you exhale, fingertips to the ground. Step your left foot back, right foot back, into a downward facing dog position. Inhale, roll over your toes and come forward into a high plank, shoulders over your wrists. And as you exhale, knees, chin and chest to the ground. The booty is big. Inhale, slither forward, baby cobra. Now we're gonna stay here for a couple of breaths. This time, can you reach your arms up and maybe reach your hands together, let them kiss and let them bind. You can keep your hands onto your tailbone, or if it feels right into your body, you can lift your hands and allow the knuckles to go away from the crown of the head. So think of elongation. We are bringing the energy forward and at the same time back. So we're elongating in both directions, pulling the heart forward and following the gaze where the heart is pointing. And as you exhale, release your hands. Let them go underneath the shoulders. Tuck your toes.
pelvis onto your heels into a child pose. You can stay for 3 breaths here if you want to rest. Otherwise, follow me. Inhale, come forward, tabletop. Exhale, press the hands, glide your pelvis back, down and facing dog. With the next inhalation, step your left foot forward. Same inhalation, reach your arms up, crescent lunge, warrior one if you prefer. Exhale, slowly reach your arms down. With your inner thighs towards one another, bring your left hip back and the right hip slightly forward. So maybe paralleling or bringing your hips into equal. Now take a deep breath in and open your arms out. And as you do, gently squeeze your right butt cheek, open the front of the body and lean back in space as much as it's possible for you and it's available for you. Exhale, give yourself a hug. And we repeat, press both feet, open your arms out, gentle squeeze of your right butt cheek, extend your right hip flexor even more and look upward. And as you exhale, frame your front foot with both hands, step back, down and dog. Inhale, come forward into a high plank. And this time, if you feel ready, you can go halfway down into a chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, so roll over your toes. Your right and left thighs are hovering. And as you exhale, roll over your toes, downward facing dog. You can give yourself 3 breaths here, why not? This is your base pose. Allow your hands in the feet to truly sink here into the mat. With the next inhalation, step your right foot forward to your right thumb. Reach your arms up, crescent lunge position. Exhale, bring your arms towards the heart. Again, pull your right outer hip back and the left hip slightly forward. Pointing the tailbone down. Take a deep breath in, open your arms out. And as you do, expand the front of the body. So press the back of the body into the front of the body. Reach your arms outward and look up. Exhale, give yourself a big hug. And one more time, press both feet, open the front of the body, inner thighs are towards one another. Pull the back of the body into the front of the body. Exhale now, fingertips onto the ground. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Reach your arms up, open them into reverse scarf dive. The neck is long. Exhale, forward fold. Take another deep breath in, come into a chair position. So bend the knees, reach your arms up, hollow the belly. You can lift the hands a little bit higher, look in between your hands. And as you exhale, press both feet, lengthen the legs, arms to the sides. Nice one. Now for a moment, can you press both hands into your heart? The feet are hips distance apart. And as you connect deeply to your throbbing heart, make a big circle there. Mimicking the vortex of energy that your heart makes, the heart center, your Anahata center. There's a vortex that goes forward and a vortex of energy that goes back. So we are mimicking the energy of your heart center. And the more we release and let go of any vibration that gets stuck in the way, the more we can vibrate higher and the more magnetic we've become. And when we are highly magnetic, when our heart is full, we can bring so much changes in our lives and the lives of others. Beautiful. Now release your hands, palms facing forward, and just observe the tingly sensations. Observe what is happening within your body. Hopefully you feel, warmer than before, but ready for more. So take a deep breath in, return into a chair position, Utkatasana. And as exhale this time, flip your palms back with your thumbs pointing down and bring your arms back in space. We are finding the bind behind our backs. Now the elbows can be soft and you can always hold the elbows if that's easier for you. And if you can extend your arms into straighter, and while you exhale, bring your chest forward. Keep your knees bent and elevate the knuckles towards the sky, and the crown of the head goes towards the ground. Now wait for the next inhalation. Make sure that the feet are hip distance apart so there is more space for you, and slowly start lifting the chest. Pulling the heart forward, we are finding an extension here with the back. The knees are staying bent. Sit bones towards one another, look upward. And as you exhale, now again, dive forward with the front of the body and lift the knuckles up towards the sky. Now with the next inhalation, we repeat and lift the chest halfway. Now step your right foot back in space and lift the chest up into a crescent lunge with a bind. Again, you can always soften the elbows if you need to, or keep your arm extended, and this for sure, it is more work for you. Now from here, lower your back heel until the edge of the foot is parallel to the back of the mat. So you are in a warrior two position. And I'm gonna do it on the other side so you can see me better. So your shoulders are on top of your hips, your left foot is pointed out, and you can keep pressing the knuckles away from the back of your body. You can start lowering your left shoulder towards your left thigh, like if you were going into a side angle, but with a bind. Now slowly release it. Feels so good. Fingertips of your left hand onto the ground, right arm up towards the sky. Can you take 2 or 3 circles with your right arm while you stay with your left knee bent? Make sure that both knees are pressing down so that you are nicely and rooted with both legs. Now wait for the next inhalation to reach your right arm up and open it up again into a warrior two. You can give it a little break for a hot second, then return into your warrior two. Wrap your right arm around your back like we did at the beginning of the class, and maybe find with the fingertips the space in between your thigh and your hip. Take a deep breath in and reach your left arm forward. Flip your hand and reach your left arm overhead, breathing deeply to your left lateral line. Exhale out. Now extend your left leg, turn your left toes pointing forward, and start cutting the air through with your left hand. You're facing the long side of the mat. Take the time that you need until your fingertips are onto the ground underneath your face. Inhale, release your right arm up. You can look up towards your right hand. And as you exhale, can you thread your right arm under your left? And if naturally your right knee bends, let it happen. Inhale, return with your right arm up, spiral it up. Exhale, spiral it down and thread it. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread. Now come into a Skandasana, so bend into your right knee and turn your left toes up. I am on, my right heel is lifted, and that's totally fine. If you can go on the ground, let it go on the ground. I invite you to bring both hands forward though, towards the front of the mat. So the chest is facing your left foot and the toes are pointing up. And from here, wait for the next inhalation. Really nicely press the front heel, so your left heel into the ground, and your left leg is active. And start walking forward. Pivot the back heel so that the toe starts facing forward, and bring your right knee onto the ground. Heel toe your left foot towards the left. Bring your right hand underneath your right shoulder. And actually, I like to have a little bit more forward and to the side, so there is more space for movement and for mobility. Now from here, take a big breath in and reach your left arm up and forward, tracing a line all the way up, like drawing a rainbow until you're pointing the back. Now, if you want, the back of the room, if you want here, you can just stay here, or maybe you can bend your right knee and with a C shape on your hands, hook it into the pinky edge of your foot. Revolved crescent lunge. Now this is super strong, both on your right hip flexor, and is a super duper stretch to the belly of your thigh, but it's also a very nice heart opener. So it's up to you where you want to look with your gaze. You can look down towards your right hand, you can look up, you can look to the back. Now see if you can draw the hips back and the heel towards the booty a little bit more, and now you're gonna feel a little bit more into your hip flexor. So be kind with all that you feel, and then slowly release it. Both hands onto the ground. Pick up your right knee and step your left foot back into downward dog position. As you now come forward, a high plank. Exhale, knees, chin and chest to the ground. Now, can you stay here? Can you reach your arms back, interlace the fingers behind your index and thumbs are long, and maybe you can lift the hands off of the back. Breathe deeply. Release your hands, slither forward into a big cobra. I don't know if that could be heard in the mic, hopefully yes. And then look to the side. You can take a deep breath in. Look towards the right. Pivot to your left side. Bring your right hip on top of the left. And return to center. Look towards the left. Pivot your left hip towards the right. Bring your left hip on top of the right. And then return to center. With the exhalation, pelvis towards your heels, hands forward, child pose. You can always stay here for a few breaths if you need to. And then with the next inhalation, come forward into a tabletop. Exhale, press the hands and toes, lift the knees, glide your pelvis back down, a dog position. Inhale, you can decide to stay here, or you can take one more vinyasa. If you feel very energetic today, follow me, come forward. Exhale, go down halfway. Inhale, untuck your toes, lift the chest into upper dog position. Exhale, roll over your toes, glide back down a dog. Nice one. Now, to open up even more to the front of the body, let's give a nice twist, which is a great way also to reset the spine. So bring your left hand to the middle of the mat and reach with your right hand your left ankle or shin or knee. Look under your left armpit. And as you do, see if you can pull your left ankle towards you. Pull it with your right hand. And with that pulling, allow the right shoulder to go a little bit more towards the ground. Try to bring the front of the body towards the sky. And then release it. Bring your right hand to the middle of the mat. Reach your left hand towards your ankle or towards your calf or towards your knee. Wherever you can hold, and if you have to step forward, please do. Then look underneath your right armpit. Pull with your left hand the shin towards the middle line and look towards the sky. And slowly release it. Nice one. Now look forward. You can step, hop, or fly to the top of the mat. With the same inhalation, open your arms out, lift the chest halfway, reverse calf dive, exhale, forward fold. Press both feet, come all the way up to a standing position. And as you exhale, bring your heart, rather your hands at the heart, close your eyes with your thumbs, touching your heart, feeling into the heartbeat, connecting deeply with it. Stay where you are. I return to the other side. Let's take our second side. Are you ready? Take a deep breath in, bend your knees, come into a chair position, Utkatasana. As you exhale, flip the hands with your thumbs pointing down. Now open your arms out and find a bind behind you. Maybe this time you can interlace the fingers in that way that feels a little less natural, like if you were holding someone else's hands rather than your own. And that is a nice way to rewire your brain as well. Hollow the belly and lengthen the tailbone. Take a deep breath in, just in your own way. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and that will pull the heart forward a little bit more. And as you exhale, descend your heart forward and then down. Maybe with your belly in between your thighs. Make sure that your feet are hip distance apart. With the next inhalation, press the ground away with both feet. And as you do, start lifting the chest. Pull your heart forward, knuckles away from the crown of the head. Look up. Exhale, descend the heart towards the ground and lift the knuckles towards the sky. Wait for the next inhalation. Press both and four corners of the feet into the ground as you lift the chest. Pull your heart forward. Now shift the weight onto your right foot and step your left foot back in space. Stand on the ball of the back foot and the right foot as you lift the chest upright.
into crescent lunge with a bind. Again, if you have to soften the knee, the elbows, let it happen. You can also have a micro bend into your left knee. Now, if you want to go further, and if you feel that your body can do it, then extend your arms straighter. And as you do, slow slingshot your heart forward, and then lower the back heel until the back, rather the pinky edge of the foot is parallel to the ground. Bend your right knee, open the hips to the long side of the mat, and the shoulders are right on top of it. You can soften the elbows, or you can keep your arms extended. Take a deep breath in, and as you do, feel into the front of the body and expand it. And as you exhale, slowly bring your right shoulder towards your right thigh. Whew. And this is harder than it looks. And slowly transition into a side angle. Release your hands, fingertips onto the ground, left arm up. Beautiful. You can start taking circles here. I like circles. And also these circles are activating and connecting you deeper to your heart and your energetics of your heart, the heart meridian. And the heart meridians are also in connection to the small intestine. Now, from here, use the next circle up to have a momentum, press both feet to come up again into warrior two. And this time, you can extend your right leg for a quick second and then return into your warrior two. Wrap your left arm around your back and find with the fingertips the space in between the hip and the thigh. Look forward, wait for the next inhalation to reach with your right arm forward. Flip the hands, and as you exhale, right arm over your head. Right knee is bent, right arm over your head. Woo. Now you wait for the next inhalation to lift your left toes up, turn them in, so parallel the feet. And as you exhale, cut the air through with your right arm through the middle line. Take your time until your right fingertips are going underneath your face. You can tense your fingers, press them firmly onto the ground. Wait for the next inhalation to reach your left arm up. Look upward with both eyes if you can. And as you exhale, thread your left arm under the right and maybe bend your left knee if it feels natural. Inhale, trust the intelligence of your body. Reach your left arm up as you spiral up, maybe gaze upward. And as you exhale, thread your left arm down. And one more time, inhale, open. Exhale, spiral down. Now from here, bend into your left knee. Half squat, lift your right toes up, Skandasana position. Walk your hands both towards the front of the mat and keep your right leg extended. Rather, it can have a bend in your knee, it feels more natural, but keep it active. So press the right heel to the ground, and as you do, really activate the back line of your leg. And then from here, look forward. Slowly walk forward, bend your right knee and pivot the back here until the toes are facing forward. Heel to your right foot towards the right. Give yourself more space so the legs are hip distance apart and maybe even wider. And then lower your left knee to the ground. Left hand to the ground. A little bit forward on your shoulder and maybe a little bit more to the left. Reach your left arm up. Make a big circle all the way towards the sky and then to the back. And maybe you can stay just here pointing with your fingertips the back of your room, or if it feels right, you can bend your left leg and with a C-shaped hand come and hold the pinky edge of your foot. You can open your right foot like a book if this is what you want to do, or you can keep it firmly onto the ground. Now, can you pull your left heel closer towards your booty? But can you maintain the openness of the chest while you do so? And if while you're here, you cannot have the chest open, then I would suggest to release altogether your hand and just play with the circling of your arms. And then slowly, carefully release it without slingshotting the leg. Reach your right arm up and then over. Both hands underneath the shoulders. Step your right foot back. Downward facing dog position.
Take a deep breath in and come forward into a high plank. And as exhale, knees, chin and chest, and I hope you're gonna hear me. Plant the heart to the ground. Reach your arms back. Interlace the fingers, index and thumbs are long. Reach your arms towards the sky. Then slowly release it. Slide your body forward. Now this time bring your arms forward, as in mimicking with your arms the shape of a cactus. Press your hips and your pubic bone to the ground. With the next breath in, feel into your belly and then the chest and start lifting everything off of the ground. So lift your arms in the cactus shape and lift your legs. Imagine that you have a ball in between your heels that you want to keep there. And then slowly release it. Nice. With the next time you inhale and lift, this time reach your arms back and bend your right leg. See if you can reach with both hands your foot, and then you can play here with a half bow position. So you can lift and rather kick the foot back in your hands and lift the chest, and as you exhale, lower and melt your heart. And again, inhale, kick your right foot back, open the front of the body, exhale, lower. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Release the foot, hold the other foot with both hands. Take a deep breath in, kick your left foot back. Maybe the thigh stays onto the ground. Open the front of the body. Exhale, melt the heart. Chin and chest to the ground. Inhale, kick your left foot back. Soften to the front of the body. The more you soften, the easier it will be to open. Keep pressing the crest of the hips onto the ground as you kick your left foot back. Exhale, lower. And as we did 3 one side, let's do one more on this side. So inhale, as you blow air into your belly, allow yourself to lift, to open the heart, to kick your left leg back, soften into your neck, and then release it. Use both hands underneath your forehead like a pillow, and you can rock the hips from side to side, and that should feel very nice indeed. You're doing great work. Now bring your hands underneath the shoulders, lift the chest, bend your knees, pelvis onto your heels. Inhale, come forward into a tabletop, exhale, downward facing dog. If you feel very fiery, you can take one more vinyasa. Come forward as you inhale, exhale, chaturanga, inhale, upward dog. Exhale, roll over your toes, downward dog position. Look forward. You can hop, float, or just simply step forward. With the same inhalation, lift the chest, open your arms, reverse sky dive. And as exhale, bend your knees, reach your arms up, Utkatasana. Now bring the hands at the heart, lift yourself in a standing position, elongate the legs. Close your eyes for a moment and just feel. Feel all the energies as they're moving within you while your physical body is for a moment in stillness. Then from here, look to the long side of the mat and open your feet out. Turn your toes out and the heels in. And as you do, bend your knees and lower your pelvis. Now, this is a moment that I like to bring one hand forward and one hand back. So we don't want to lift the tailbone, but we want to have the spine in the neutral position. So how much you can open the knees will be directed from your hips. And so you might have to close the toes or open them depending on your availability. And see if you can go a little lower. Now open your arms out again like a cactus and see if you can go a little lower. Nice. Now from here, reach your arms overhead and then swipe them down. Bring your right arm under the left arm, interlace the arms. Take a deep breath in, parallel the feet, and as you do, lengthen the legs and reach your arms up, Garudasana arms. Exhale, now bend both knees into a squat with wide legs, elbows towards the belly, and we repeat. Inhale, come up, undulation of the spine. Elbows are going up towards the sky, arc the spine. Exhale, now round the spine, belly towards the belly towards the spine, and elbows towards the belly. Now, with the next time that you inhale, come up with the spine into neutral, and we are slowly shifting the weight onto the left leg. Keep your arms as they are if you can, and then drag your right foot. Let it trace through the ground all the way until the right knee is lifted. Your weight is onto your left leg, and now wrap the leg around your left thigh. Nice one. So Garudasana, arms and legs. Then bring your elbows towards your knees, as if you were squeezing something juicy in between your elbows and your knees. And stay for a few breaths. Now press deeply into your left foot and start lifting the arms. And then slowly unwind your legs and step them out. Wide legs, bend both knees. Now open your arms out. You can turn your toes out as before. Opening the front of the body, feeling the difference from the contraction to this mega openness here, and just observing it and enjoying it. Now give it a break to the legs for a moment, so extend them and then go back into your goddess legs. Wait for the next inhalation to reach the arms up, and then out, bring your left arm under the right, interlace the arms. As you go up, parallel the feet, extend the legs, squeeze the cheekbones together of your butt and look upward. And as you exhale, bend both knees, elbows towards the belly, around the spine. Inhale this time, keep your knees bent and just lift the upper body. And as you do, arc the spine, look upward. Exhale, round. It's like a cat and cow movement with the spine. Now next time your torso is upright, start shifting the weight onto your right leg and slowly trace your left foot towards the right until your left knee can lift. Maybe you're messing around with the mat, let it happen. Bring your left leg on top of the right and wrap your legs and arms together at the same time. Garudasana, eagle pose. Breathe deeply. Now this is a strong position and requires presence and balance. And we did a lot of heart openers, so it's a nice way to close the energy, because your heart energy center, like all the other centers, you want to learn them to open them up and bring balance there, but you don't want to have them open all of the time. So between bringing balance into your energy center is also learning that it's also important to close them to protect your energy from the outside world. And then slowly bring your elbows towards the knee. Inhale, lift your left knee up, open your legs out, unwind your legs, turn the toes out and open. Final goddess pose. You can stay here for as long as you want, and you can move and pulse here if you like. Like the heart, everything in life is pulsation, nothing is ever super still. So if you like movement like I do, please make it happen. Ooh, and I also dropped part of my mic. Oopsie. Hands on your thighs. Let's give a nice twist here to the spine as a resetting of the spine. So hands under your thighs, thumbs forward, and the rest of the fingers are back. See if you can lower your pelvis a little bit more. Inhale, bring the front of the body forward, and as you exhale, shoulder dip. So left shoulder dips towards the middle line. Look over your right side. Exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, other side. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Come back to center. You can do one more time if you want. Make my way down to the ground in Malasana first. This is another beautiful way to reset the spine. You can adjust your mat if you need to, or maybe don't. And then come all the way onto your mat. Gadang. Nice one. Now, you can stay facing the front. For you to see better, I'm going to turn to the other side. Have your feet slightly forward and hip distance apart. Hold your shins with both hands. Elongate the spine and then start leaning back in space until you feel
that you could lift your feet easily because you are in balance on your sits bones. Now you can stay here because this is already a sweet position and there's plenty of work to be done here already. Or you can lift the feet off of the ground and release the hands. With the baby fingers, can you wrap them down and then up, like spiral them up towards the sky? And within this moment, feel like how the back of your heart is more supported from your shoulder blades and from the fascia, the back line of your fascia. Now from here, you can stay here or you can go into a half boat position. A little bit of core work is always good to end class with core work, especially after back bends. Whew. So you can go from boat to half boat, boat to half boat. Use your breath. Then place your feet on the ground and your hands behind you. Press the hands and feet at the same time and lift the pelvis off of the ground. And as you do, find a revolved tabletop position. My favorite is to have the chin to chest. It feels safer on my neck. However, you can also elongate the neck and look backward if it feels right. Nice one. And then slowly bring the booty onto the ground. Release your back onto the ground. So allow the back to lengthen on the ground. And have the feet hip distance apart. You can reach with your hands towards your feet until maybe fingertips are touching the heels. We're going to transition in a beautiful bridge position. So take a deep breath in. You can slide your shoulder blades together and slowly lift the hips off of the ground. Use the back thighs, use your glutes. Then once your hips are lifting, can you try to relax your glutes? If you want to press more the back of the body into the front of the body and have a stronger openness into the front of the chest, then you can slide your arms under, plug your shoulders under your back, and then interlace the hands like you did before. And in this position, then you can press your forearms and arms into the ground. And with that, it will help you to lift the hips even more. And imagine your heart going towards your face and your gaze is upward. So in this position, yeah, it might be a little funny, my voice, because it really is strong on the throat as well. So once you're here, try not to move your neck so much. But breathe deeply and slowly. And to return to your back, release your hands first, slide them out of the way, and then peel your back one vertebra at a time onto your mat. Allow the tailbone to come down last. Beautiful. Knees towards one another. Give it a break and just feel it. This is already quite strong and intense. And it brings a lot of work, and for those that don't work so much on back extensions, it might already be plenty of work. So repeat this position one more time if this is where you're at. However, if you feel you are open, you are now ready for more ripeness and to go deeper into the practice and you want to try something stronger, you can then transition into Dhanurasana in wheel position. So that is the epitome of back bend and back extension, and it can be very strong. So just do it if you're at home practicing alone. Just do it if you are used to it, or always nice to practice with someone else, and you can spot each other and help each other in the entering of the position. So it's kind of like the same movement than before we lifted the hips, but this time bring your fingers behind and underneath the shoulders. Have your feet hip distance apart and the toes slightly in. And then from here, press the feet, lift the hips, and then the first thing you're going to do is to bring the crown of the head onto the ground.
Then reposition your hands right underneath the shoulders. For some of you, this is the start of the position and you might want to stay here, and this is already a lot of work. But if you want to go deeper, once you have the grip of your hands and your feet and you feel that while you are pushing the feet and the hands, you can also lift the body further off of the ground, then please do. Press the hands and the feet and start pressing the back of the body into the front of the body as you round the spine into Chakrasana or wheel position. I like to walk the feet back, and then as you breathe, pull the back of the body into the front of the body, the back of the heart into the front of the heart, and maybe look in between your hands. You can stay here for 5 to 10 breaths. Really enjoy it. If there's any pain into your lower belly, rather lower back, you can lift the heels off of the ground. You should not have any pinching sensations here. Relax the booty and then go back in the same way. Crown of the head first, then walk your feet forward, lower your booty, use your hands for support. Flatten the back onto the ground, bring the knees towards the chest, and I like to move right away into a happy baby. Because in this happy baby, in this position, we are resetting the spine. The spine naturally enters neutral spine. So it's my favorite way to reset the spine after a strong back extension. There are other ways, other teachers will teach different things, but this is my favorite. You can also hold the calves if that's easier, or hold the back of your thighs. Now place the soles of the feet onto the ground. Let's close class with one more position. And after back bends, I like to find a twist. So lift the hips and hover them and then bring them to the right. You can bring the right foot on top of the left, Garudasana style, and then bring both knees towards the left. Reach your right arm forward and then out and around. And then make a circle all the way towards the right again. And that normally helps to open up more the front of the body, and you should feel better the back of the body as well on the ground. If you want to follow the revolution of the spine, you can turn the gaze towards the right. If this is too much and you feel a lot of stress into your hips, you can always unwind your legs and maybe place something in between your thighs, and that will give you more space. Always follow what is needed in your body and trust that your body knows better. And so when we are practicing, we are plugging in the intelligence of our bodies. And even though I give you plenty of instructions, I truly invite you to always follow what is needed and what's best in your own vessel. And you can stay here for as long as you need, and then slowly pivot your hips back. Press both feet onto the ground. Lift the hips and hover them and slide them slightly more towards the left. And then if you're repeating exactly the same, then you wrap your left leg on top of the right and drop both knees towards the right. Slide or circle your left arm down, sweep it all the way around and up and over, and then towards the left. Follow your hand with your gaze as you open up your arms like in a T shapes. Then soften the front of the body into the back of the body. And then again, if there's too much sensation into your left outer hip, unwind your legs and maybe place something in between your thighs. Enjoy these last moments of class and really tune in into what wants to be felt and sensed in your beautiful body. And any emotions that rises up is welcome. All the emotions are valid. It's more about how we are reacting to these emotions. So you are here in the safe space for you to feel it. Let them run through you so that you can return to harmony. Inner harmony will bring outer harmony too. And then slowly pivot your hips back. Bring the knees to chest one more time. Hold the feet with your hands, hold the pinky edges of the feet if you can, and then lift the head Bring the nose in between your knees and the knees in towards your nose and squish yourself into a little bowl of love. Create a lot of tension into your beautiful body for one more time. And then exhale and release. Open up into your final Shavasana. And I invite you to open your arms out like a C-star Shavasana with your arms nice and wide. Maybe lift the shoulder blades off of the ground and then place them down again. And see if there is more space for you. Take all the space that you need on the mat. And I invite you to stay here for at least 3 to 4 minutes. Our practice on the mat for today is coming to an end. You are loved. Thank you.